Thank you. Now you can't even tell. Oh my god. From my angle. Am I recording?
You're not making it wrong. No, we're just doing it.
So, the reason why I went to the doctor.
But it's going to be a problem too, because when you have a girl lessons like that around, it's specific to like, no. That makes more sense here because you're coming from like out of district. No. All the way here. See my daughter.
It's 109.
Anyway, I'm talking to like an overprotective mom. Referendum. Let me finish what happened with referendum and then I can have Andrea. In Ohio.
I don't like Hamilton.
Okay, right here. Sales, anything like that.
It's just going to be 2 minutes. It's been like 4 minutes.
Is it an elementary school?
Always. They're the same table. I lost my black one. No, actually, the spinning didn't work, so I had to buy a new one. Let's do chapstick bowling. Ready? Strike! Wait, don't do it. Okay, actually go. You bowl, you get 2 balls to go, so go again.
What are we talking
She
about?
she can't even get it like to here. She got it like.
I never played the table football before, but my son played it with me the other day. I never knew. I always thought you just flicked it through the field goal, but I didn't know like the. You know what I'm talking about? Where you slide it, you get 4 downs, and it has to hang off the table but not come all the way up. Do you know what I'm talking about?
For what?
Paper football?
I mean, I know what it is. I didn't know there were all
You
those
see people
rules.
fold those triangles. I didn't know. There's like really like rules to this sport. We were in the dining room. And I played this with my son the other day. I learned how to do this. You get like 4 downs, just like in football. You have to like slide your hand and like hit it, and you have to get it to the other end of the table within 4 downs. But if you get a touchdown, if it's hanging off the table without falling off, and then if you get a touchdown, then the person makes a field goal, and you have to go so far back, and then you have to flick it in between. I learned all these rules. That's how junior high. Well, he's a freshman now. Kids play paper football now. I learned this is like an elaborate. It is a complicated thing. Do you need me?
Oh, I was just gonna ask. Did you get me this morning for the session that you had? Because I couldn't come to this one.
Okay. Yeah, I marked you off. It wasn't required today. Oh, okay. It is required to have a completed study guide before you take your test, though. What's up?
Well, I just wanted to tell you because you said that you went to you saw somebody this weekend.
Yeah, past weekend, yeah.
I saw Michelle's mama at Miami.
Did you? That is very cool. How was that? I saw pictures and stuff from it, but yeah, she is. I really like her. I don't know if I can say that. Because she's not a candidate, so I guess I can say I really like her. I would have liked to have done that. How did you get tickets? Like, I thought when I heard people talking about it, I thought it said that she was speaking to Miami staff and students, like, which technically I do teach from Miami, so I probably could have like looked more into getting tickets. But anyway,
my mom got them, so I don't know. But I went with my mom and my sister, and we waited outside, like the line to get in was like around the block.
Yeah.
And then it started like freezing rain. So it was so bad.
Well, then you had it worse than my wait time. It sounds like then.
Yeah, it was so cold outside, but then we got inside and it wasn't like because the room was very tiny. So regardless of like where you were, you could see her and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
And she's like 5'11". So
yeah.
Anyone can see.
How
her.
long did she speak?
She talked for like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
It wasn't very long, but
the person I saw, I was afraid after standing in line for 4 hours that I was like, if he talks for 4 minutes, I'm going to feel robbed of this experience. Talked for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after like 10, you're like...
No, I love it. I have a bunch of it recorded on my phone. After you graduate, I'll show it to you. I have a bunch of it recorded on my phone, and it, like I said, I've watched it a few times, and it's so weird to hear his voice like coming through. I'm like, that's live. That's not on TV. That's him standing right there. Let's just say this. I can't tell you, but let's just say I thought it was an incredible opportunity for my children to see this.
Well, any president,
this historic figure. Yes, I thought it was an incredible opportunity for them to see this person. What was I going to say? I'm jealous though that you said it was in a small room. We were some of the last people to be
allowed in. But as bad as it was standing in line for 4 hours, there were people behind us that got cut off, and they had to watch it in like an overflow room on a TV. I would be furious if I stood in line for 4 hours and then you watch. I'm like watching it on TV, like
the people right behind you. Or?
No, it wasn't close to us, thank goodness. But we were very nervous because we were told they were only letting 14,000 people in, and there were approximately like close to 20,000 people there, and they were trying to estimate block by block how many people there were. And we kept seeing like official like people from the party like counting and walking with clipboards, and like if they draw the line right in front of us, I'm going to cry and say, I'm a government teacher, please. Were there protesters?
There was this one car that kept like driving up and down. It sounded like it was playing Scottish kind of music. It sounded like bagpipes. And they had like a bunch of flags on the back, one of them was a Jewish flag. And I don't think anybody really understood what this car was, but they had
sometimes you don't even understand what they're protesting for, what they stand for, right?
They had signs saying something about like how Jesus isn't dead and like all this stuff. And but the second time it came around, there was a cop car behind it. So, but aside from that,
did they like try to disguise them?
What do you mean?
The cars, like that they ride in.
Oh, you know, the
or
one...
did they try to, like...
The one I went to, we were in... this almost gave it away. We were at the thing, because one was inside, one was outside. We were at the thing for a long time, listening to speakers and everything, and from what I understand, the person wasn't even there yet. Like, people who were watching it on TV told me after the fact, they're like, you realize that person flew in, like, literally... while it was already going on, and like was whisked in, so I never saw them actually like come or go because it was already going on and it was behind this, so I don't know what kind of like motorcade or whatever there was coming into it. Well, that's when I knew this person was about to come out though, because you saw Secret Service people coming out, and it was like cool. There were a lot of protesters where I saw 2 people get arrested. One guy was like 10 rows in front of me, and why you would wait in line for 4 hours to get kicked out and arrested 4 minutes after it started was mind-boggling to me. But waited till the candidate started talking, stood up, was screaming so loud and screaming stuff, screaming stuff, and I was furious because I'm like, believe me, I believe in your First Amendment right to protest, but I waited 4 hours to hear that. Couldn't hear anything because we were far away. Could not hear anything while this person was yelling, and I'm like, set him down, arrest him, shut him up, something. And they did arrest him and drag him out, thank goodness. But come to find out, it was the same protester at the Reds game. Did you see when the Reds were playing the Giants in the playoffs, like leading up to the World Series? Right when the game started, ran out on the field and was like, had signs and was yelling and stuff, and he got arrested at the Reds game. It was in the paper the next day that it was the same guy that got arrested again. So he's made a career out of getting arrested at big events.
How long does he have to, like, how long would he have to, or like...
Apparently he was back out again, like, a week or 2 later was at this thing, waited 4 hours to be there 4 minutes.
That's crazy. Because I remember we were watching one of the,
You can tell me.
Can I say it?
What do you mean?
Well, I can tell you, but you can't tell me.
Oh, I watched both of the speeches that night. I always watch both of them. Like, I even said in here as an example, during the conventions in the summer, I watched both parties. And one day my mom walked into my house, and the party I do not belong to's convention was on the TV, and she was like, are you ill? What is wrong with you? She's like, have you gone to the dark side? She said, and I said, no, I feel like you need to know the opposition well
then
to know what to...
you look like a dumbass when you're like, oh, they did, and you're like, no.
Right, you need to know what you're arguing with.
Like Anthony.
Huh?
This whole thing about, like, Obama preventing something.
And I said, what's your proof? And he said it was on Facebook.
And then, like, after you argue for a little while, he's like, well, maybe it wasn't really, like, so I'm like...
He never showed me
What are you
proof, by the way.
talking about?
I demanded to show me proof before you continued to spout this off. I was like, show me proof. I want to know if that really happened.
That's why I rarely open my mouth, because I feel like I always get everything wrong. So I'm just like, yeah.
Imagine, like I said, how I have felt during this to not be able to say, you guys need to friend request me after you graduate on Facebook, and I will gladly be your Facebook friend, and I will talk politics to anyone in the world who wants to at that point. But yeah,
I'd go crazy if I were you.
It's hard. If I didn't care about politics, it wouldn't mean anything to me, but I care enough to wait 4 hours in the freezing cold with no portalettes, no food. No, I said I felt like I was in a FEMA line after a hurricane, after an earthquake or something, because seriously,
Was it cold?
It was cold. There were no portalettes. There was no food vendors. There were protesters and people trying to sell shirts and buttons and stuff, and there was nothing. I honestly did not know what. I had my kids with me, and thank God I have patient, mature kids, or that would have been the longest 4 hours of my life.
Did you have like a little baby or something, or little,
right?
Little
there were
children.
people behind us that had their granddaughter. Oh my God, and she was so cute. They had this little frilly red dress on her, and she had like 3 ponytails in her hair, and they put like a red, white, and blue scrunchie, and they had like a button on her and stuff. I was like, this kid's gonna get on TV just for like cuteness factor, like they're gonna like be lifting her up and kissing her and stuff. She was like the cutest little thing. They stood in line for like not even an hour, and they were like, we're done. They left. I felt so bad that they stood in line that long. They're like, she's not gonna make it. But my kids, the second one of them started to complain. They both love roller coasters, and we went to Cedar Point a few weeks ago. We always go to Cedar Point. And I was like, you have waited in line this long to ride a roller coaster before. So if you can wait that long to ride a 2-minute roller coaster, if you have the chance to see this and take part of this, then you don't complain.
Right.
No complaining allowed. So anyway,
It'll be worth it in the long run.
yeah. So what were you saying though about watching the speeches?
I watched a part of it on
The victory
computer.
speech, are you saying?
No, when he was in Cincinnati, when Obama was here.
Oh yeah.
And we happened to, we watched it, there was this like one guy who, he was like grabbing onto the poles and like screaming.
His legs were wrapped around the pole, and they had to like peel him off to get him out. Yes.
It was crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
And when we were in Miami, the frat houses were across from where everybody was standing in line, and all of the frat houses, like the Republican ones, all the boys, they had like their signs outside, and they were all sitting in chairs like this, just staring at everyone.
But you know what, like, I never once felt intimidated by the protesters. My daughter was scared for a minute, and she's like, Mom, I'm so afraid like there's going to be like a fight or something, because these were not even like political protesters for like one party. These were borderline racist skinhead people that were possibly a little bit frightening in some ways. Very radical. Were not associated with a party. They had some ideologies. That's all I'm going to say. And my daughter a few times was like, I'm just kind of scared. I said, Mackenzie, look at this line. That's what I said. I said, if there's a fight and there's 4 of them and there's 40,000 of us, who do you think's going to win? I was like, first of all, I'm not going to let you get in the middle of that, whatever. I said, I don't know what that, I said, that tells you how smart these people are coming here to pick a fight with 40,000 people, and there's 4 of them, you know? So, but I never felt intimidated, whatever. I was amused. I said it made the line go faster when you were by the protest.
Better than just
it was
standing here
entertainment
with, like,
value, and I just kept saying, I said, this is why I love America. So I just kept saying, I was like, I said, of course this is off the record, I said, because anybody can be an idiot as much as they want to be an idiot. I said, you can be an idiot and believe whatever idiot thing you want to believe, and I can believe what I want to believe, and it's all good. It's okay. Because again, these were not people saying, vote, holding signs saying, vote for this person, or I believe in Christian values. It was nothing like that. It was like, your person's the devil, and 666, and you're going to hell, because it had racial slurs, had homophobic slurs. Yeah. Things that many people would find offensive.
Yeah, I never really got into politics, except for like this year. Maybe it's just because like